Hey family, I brought my little. I like these little they turbines. I like these little turbines, right? Something that you could wear around the house. Even this was saying um that you could wear this right during the summertime outside, but you could also wear them in the house during the wintertime if you choose to, right? So, hello everyone. I'm trying to adjust this, um, like for my teen talk, for the teen talk show, for the teen talk show, for the teen talk show. So I'm on my Restream broadcast network, and I'm on my TikTok on my iPhone. Um, I need somebody to. I'm stuck on my laptop and my what's that? Uh, I forgot what it's called, but it won't let me go past the screen where I can do a regular login. So I tried to have my son do it the other day when he was here. Him, my daughter, and his girlfriend, but they didn't. He did what he could, but it wouldn't act right. But anyway, y'all know what this is. This is Saturday, 2 o'clock. It's the Team Talk Show. And if anybody have any questions or if anybody want to make any comments, towards our youth, and I'm not talking about how bad they are, what they out there doing, showing off, because we already know all that. We already know some of the things that's going on out in the streets that's really not looking good. But now keep in mind, that's not all of our youth that's out there, showing their butts. Um, the goal with Be More's Real Teen Talk Show, because I'm not able to move about the way I really would love to, how I used to, go visiting other nonprofits or businesses that work with the youth. The goal is to get a host, at least around about 20, 25, 24, 25. I don't know why. That's just what's in my mind. Somebody around that age, group wise, who can better understand our youth, right? I think because some of us now, we are older and we're not teenagers anymore, we don't really understand a lot of what they're going through, even though we might look at ourselves and remember back when we was young like that too, things of that nature. But the whole goal is to get a host, to host it every Saturday at 2. Their goal is whatever their topic is, basically, you want to get somebody who have experienced what some of the youths is going through. And that way they can help them work out of certain situations or help them be able to cope and manage with whatever that's going on in their life in the here and the now. That's what God laid on my spirit, for the Teen Talk Show, the Be More's Real Teen Talk Show. And I have to talk about my friend Maurice Thompson, who's up in Yonkers, New York. I reached out to him some years ago to come to Baltimore City and help me start a teen talk show, something like his. Now, from what I'm understanding and what I read, he works with from, I believe, 18 and over. You know, he works with from 18 and over. I know another guy that works with them from I think 19 to 24. So the goal is reaching back out to these people again. You know, um, and phone calls for me is what I can do right now, but it's just not enough because I like to go and sit and talk with people, you know, so we can strategize together on how we want to do certain things for our youth. And I'm only sharing this, y'all, because it's a lot of shows on here, on TikTok, on Restream, on I'm gonna say TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. I don't know too much about Twitter. Twitter is normally it's a lot about politics and all that type of stuff. But I'm trying to think YouTube stuff like that. I'm trying to think of some of the major channels that you have a lot of youth on, and you have some on Tik. I don't want to say I don't mean TikTok, Twitch, right? You have some on Twitch that they play a lot of games and stuff over there. You don't have a lot of lives where they on there talking about life. You might run across certain ones, but you don't have a lot of that. It's mostly games and stuff of that nature, right? And when I know it's normally games, I don't become a part of that because I'm not into the games. But I understand a lot of our youth are into playing games um, on on a lot of social media platforms. So I just had a message come through. I was reading the message while I was talking. But the goal is either way, y'all, just to find something positive for our youth to do. Not only just to come on here and talk about certain little things, um, the ones that can work, the goal is getting them jobs. The ones that say like I always and I'm gonna have to repeat it again because a lot of them have hidden talents, like they can dance, they can sing, some of them love music. Some of them, you know, they do this, but they don't have nobody there to guide them properly. That's the part I'm talking about. You know, having like a mentor or having somebody who can volunteer their time if it's no more than an hour out the day to come to the program, you know. And the way I'm looking at it, since Marlo and I have this building, I'm looking at downstairs on the bottom floor level. We can do so much down there, you know, with like music, with like maybe doing some acting, you know, somebody coming out just teaching our kids how to be more productive. That's what I'm looking at, you know, and that's not including the sports and all that stuff too. My son plays soccer. A lot of inner city kids don't play soccer, but but things like that we do want to bring along. Hey Tony, we want to bring along like soccer, cricket, lacrosse. I know a lady that teaches lacrosse and everything. So I had her number for years. So the thing is now just coming together actually to get this stuff done. That's all. That's basically all I'm saying. Because God has been lining it up. The point is getting it done. And a lot of times, I'm going to just say for somebody like me who speaks out a lot on certain things that's happening around the city, you know, and I feel as though they can do a better job. And even though y'all might hear me say, you too, Tony, take care, bro. Even though y'all might hear me say, I'm not the only one into this. I'm just the only one that be talking about a lot of this. Like this, I come on to speak about things where a lot of people don't care to share, mainly if they getting funding to do what they doing. I don't want you to block nothing that I tend to do or want to do to embrace our children. I know, not really, I'm just saying. A certain amount of them you want to do some criminal activities to be able to keep like Charles Hickey afloat, the boys village, girls village, stuff like that. You know, the prisons afloat. You know, it takes criminals to become criminals in order for these other programs to operate the way they operate. But everybody don't have to get a criminal background to do the right things. I love what Janet Graham did, right? Janet Graham, for a lot of y'all that might not know, she has she worked with ex-offenders. She worked with ex-offenders, returning citizens. She goes to the prison. Certain ones that's being released, she'll be there to pick them up, bring them back. You know, she have somewhere for them to stay. So the reason why I'm talking about Janet Graham, because she don't only work with the adults, she worked with the youth as well. I was like, whoa, you know, because a lot of us might not look at that, but we have a lot of our young people that needs guidance. I mean, y'all know that. Y'all know that. Let me drink some of my coffee. But I love the fact that she don't just work with the adults. She worked with, you know, ex-offenders, the youth as well. And what I love about it, I met her over LinkedIn. And so happened I popped up at her business. And she looked at me. She was like, your face looks so familiar, but I don't know. I said, Steve Copeland from LinkedIn. She was like, oh my God. Because that's how I meet a lot of people that's doing business in Baltimore City or other places, you know, that they can be in California, they can be in Florida. I was going to say Canada. But anyway, this is how I meet a lot of the people that's doing business is from LinkedIn, right? I'm over on LinkedIn. So I promote a lot of what I do over LinkedIn. And it's a lot of people over there that I know that's around, you know, Baltimore City doing a lot of great work too. So, and most of them might work with the city itself. But it's just the point, it was suggested to me to get the information out about what I do. And people have to see my work. So a lot of times I'm posting over to LinkedIn as well. You know, why I'm getting ready to say Governor Hogan. Westmore is over there. Sean, I apologize because I'm trying to get your last name out. He works with a lot of the youth too. He works down City Hall. Matter of fact, I think he's part of the minority contractors for women. I think he heads up that part right there, that division, minority contracts for women, right? And I met Sean a while back. He works with the youth too in the community. They go around cleaning up in the community. So people like that, I try to stay in touch with. Coy McCray. Coy McCray is very, very active in the communities. He's the Senate. He's a senator. And he's very, very active. People that I see that's politicians, if I see you're active in the community and I see you're active with our youth, because that's where, you know, my heart is at too. I'll kind of, you know, I'll send you a friend request, stuff like that, let you know who I am, what I'm doing around in Baltimore City, stuff like that. So Sean basically know who I am. Coy McCray know who I am. Senator Coy McCray, I apologize. Senator Jill, I don't know why I'm getting ready to call this lady Jill Sky. Excuse me, y'all. But the reason why I'm saying this, because these are the people that you have to know or reach out to when it comes to certain things about the city. See, we'll sit back and complain, but we don't reach out towards the resources, the people that possibly can help you. You know what I mean? Mainly on the financial part. Either way it goes, because it's going to take finances to do whatever we need to get done. It's going to take it. So when y'all see me on here, and I be saying, send a couple of dollars to the cash app, send something here, send something there, just donate. I'm retired. I get SSDI. So basically, I'm comfortable. My money covers me, right? Now, I don't have a problem when it comes to helping other people when I can. Financially, I don't have a problem. Most of the time, I can get donations towards helping people, like food, clothing, furniture, stuff like that. I can get that. That's not a problem. But when it comes to the financial part, I will put stuff up and I will ask y'all, if you don't have it, I'm not, thank you. Because I'm not talking like, if you don't have it to give, I don't want you to feel bad or anything because you're not able to donate. But I'm talking about the ones that have more than enough. You get me? That can financially, support what we're doing. Believe me, I don't play with the money. Now, keep in mind, I got a box truck. It's a diesel box truck. I haven't seen it yet because y'all know I've been confined to the house. So I haven't seen it yet. My stepdaughter father has it on a lot where I'm trying to get to it to get it back up and running and doing what I need to do with it, right? From what I was told when I was locked up, that my front window is busted, so I got to replace the window. Stuff like that, I'm not even worried about. It need tires, stuff like that. It'll get done. It'll get done. If it's God's will for me to keep this truck and continue doing what we're doing, it'll get done. I know it will. Because guess what? As long as I keep doing what I'm doing, coming on here 3 times out the week, once on Saturday, and it's probably going to be more. It's just I'm trying to stick to the regular schedule time stuff. Somebody going to hear what I'm saying and going to be willing, grateful to come and support whatever Steve Copeland is doing to help build up more in Baltimore City. Guess what? I do not have to do this, just like a lot of y'all that don't do it. I ain't got to, but guess what? It was other people that helped me when I needed the help. Most of all, when I yelled out to God, please help me. During my teenage years, right, and my 20s, I had a habit. Because certain words you can only use, right, when you're on TikTok. I had a habit from the age of 13 on up to 30. So most of my teenage years and stuff was, running around. And I worked and everything. Don't get it wrong. I was a real responsible kid. But when it came to that, I seen how my life after a while began to start falling out of control, spiraling out of control. So I'm only giving back when I yelled out a little over 31 years ago, January the 26th, 2025. It's only 2 months away. January the 26th, I will have 32 years from that lifestyle. So if you know everything that goes with it, right, I will have 32 years away from it. So what do I look like? Knowing that God delivered me from the streets, from that destructive lifestyle. But I'm going to sit back and I'm going to just tell you how good God is and for the grace of God and the blah, blah, blah. But I'm not out into that world that we talks about. Even though we're in the world, you don't have to be of the world, which is understandable. But tell me how you going to duck it. It sounds good. You might not be clubbing like you used to. You might be at home with your little, club basement and chilling for Thanksgiving, Christmas, the holidays and stuff like that. What's any different? You just doing it now more in a structured way. But I'm in the world, but not of the world. Flew over your head, didn't it? You don't have to participate in a lot of that out there, but you'll participate in a lot of it in him. I started realizing that. That don't mean you got to go overboard with it. Now, to get back, our children, right? And that's what I started learning with mine. I can tell my kids to do this, do that, and do this, and do this all day long. I can tell them. But they watch my actions. See, a lot of us is so good telling them you shouldn't do this. Kids are more like, kids should be seen and not heard, because I know a lot of y'all grew up on that old information like I did. A lot of kids should be seen and not heard. But then I started realizing, having children myself, and my oldest is 35. Having children myself, they watch what we do. It's not just as much as we say. They watch what we do. So I had to start, whatever I was saying out my mouth, it had to start being shown in my behaviors, because they watch us. My youngest is 21 now. And if I make a mistake and curse around them, I'm like, oop, I apologize. They grown though. I'm grown. But still, it don't feel right. And it slips. But I'm just saying. And I know when they with their little friends or whatever, they out, they do what they do, or they say what they say. They great kids. What I love about them, they're not caught up like their father was. My kids understand a little bit more now about my life compared to back then, because I wouldn't share a lot of stuff with my children. I wasn't sharing with my children. I came out of school in the 10th grade. When little Steve, all my girls went to college. When little Steve finished school and then went to college. But when he finished school, for some reason, I felt complete inside. I don't know if that'll make sense to anybody, and it don't have to. But for some reason, I felt complete, as if it was me. Now, guess what? If I choose to want to go back, work on my GED, the high school diploma, I can. But guess what? I did truck driving for over 35 years. Made real good money. Retired. Started an LLC. So that's where my heart, that's where my passion, that's where I'm at now. Having an education is wonderful. Don't get it wrong. Having them degrees and certificates and all of that, don't get it wrong. I got personal life experience. But anyway, don't ever think that don't matter. Because a lot of y'all study. Who do y'all think they got a lot of that research from? For y'all to learn about. To get your masters. To get them letters behind your names. From people like myself. I didn't realize that for a while. And that's not to knock nobody. Don't get it wrong. Because y'all have mastered, certain things. I want to say, how can I, theologically, right? Some of y'all have mastered it. You did your research on it, which we did too, tried and tested. I'm so dumb. No, but look, seriously. And I started saying that. You got them letters behind your name. That's wonderful. But you better know where a lot of that mess came from for you to have studied to get where you at. And then you want to brag, don't brag to me, because I look at you like I was teasing one of my church members, right? Because the Holy Spirit is what guides me and leads me. And I kid and joke with him. I said, y'all went to spend all that money just to learn about theology and religion, and the Holy Spirit teaches me everything I know. Most of all, I live it to the best of my abilities. Once again, I try to keep it just as simple. When you know the truth, and this is what I had to teach my kids, when you know the difference between right and wrong, the same morals, values, and principles that Barbara Jean tried to teach us when we was coming up is the same morals, values, and principles that I tried to teach my kids, or I taught my kids. The only thing different in that, y'all, my mother drank, so I end up drinking. I didn't drink when my kids was born. The oldest one was going on 4 years when I got clean, 4 years old, right? So she didn't see daddy's behavior. You know what I mean? So now, my younger ones, they didn't see it. So I felt a sense of hope that there's a good chance that they wouldn't reach out towards that. Their mother didn't drink. I didn't drink. I didn't do the other stuff. And I'm just saying, because they watch what we do. So and their mother didn't. So I felt a little safer that mine's gonna be okay. Cause they didn't see it. Cause they watch our behaviors. If you're a man and you sleeping with this woman, that woman, this woman, that woman, and mainly if you're married, but you gonna tell your son, don't do this, don't do that. But he's watching what you're doing. You know he's gonna pick up on what you're doing. Not just your son, your girl will too. Thinking it's okay to be with this guy, that guy, blah, 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 blah. What the hell you doing? I start teaching my girls early. Everybody don't go to that special spot. I had to let them know how precious, that spot was or is. Everybody don't go to that. You don't just invite everybody there or let everybody, go there. And these are the things I had to teach my girls coming up. When they got into a serious relationship, they told me. I couldn't be mad. I felt honored that they felt, when they lost their virginity and stuff. And I can say this right now. They lost it to the guys that they still in love with to this day. And it's okay. It's okay. I watch my son. I watch the relationship he has with his mother. I don't never want him to disrespect females the way I did. So I don't brag about that. I don't boast about that. Yeah, we might have men conversations and talk, but he got a beautiful young lady in his life in college to be a nurse. His goal is to be a professional soccer player. And my thing is, if your goal is not to, because he's 21 now, if it's not for you, that desire for you to continue working towards going overseas, do some stuff here. Because you got to understand now, she's a nurse. It's not to say she can't travel and do it somewhere else, but still, you got somebody else's life involved too. So these are the type of stuff that I have to talk with my children about. Being responsible, being productive, no matter how. Y'all might look at my face, y'all might look at my action, or not my action, because I don't like prison. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. I don't do stuff to go to jail, even though some people felt like I needed to go. I don't do stuff to go to prison. And I know a lot of y'all over there looking at it on my restream, because I became a community organizer, right? A community activist. Now, the organization that I was with, and it's not to knock them, they empower people to stand up for themselves, to do the right things. My thing is, how the old statement is, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. If I lead that horse to water, I will show you how to drink it. Because I remember at one time, I didn't know. People had to show me some things. My life, I live a more conservative lifestyle now. My kids was never raised up in the inner city. When we lived in the inner city, but it wasn't in the inner city, more like your ghetto neighborhoods. Most of the areas we lived in was homeowners. So if you come visit, you would ask, oh, is this the county? No, it's the city, but it's not the inner city. And I begin to understand that as I begin to grow, like moving out of certain drug infested areas. And I got to watch that word on TikTok because it's offensive to some crime ridden areas. But the goal with that now is helping people to understand that we can do things, whatever area you're living in, to make it more safer for you to be able to strive in. And that's what I do as a community organizer, as a community activist. I signed up now with American Civil Liberty Union, ACLU. They fight for your civil rights, your equal rights, and your constitutional rights. A lot of y'all think that it's the politicians. When politicians create bills or any policies that tends to harm the human being, that's what your organizations like Communities United, ACLU, and it's more of them out there, but those are the ones that I'm familiar with that fights for that individual, the LGBTQ people too. And the reason why I'm saying that, because people have the right to be who they are or want to be. It's us who have the problem with another person living and enjoying their lives. It's us, but we don't realize it. How we want to make your life miserable for you. But guess what? As a Christian man, and I'm going to go there, I don't care what your lifestyle is. If you have a relationship with God, he loves you anyway. But a lot of people that call themselves, you know, um, 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 y'all fighting against certain bills that make other people's lives miserable. And then it takes somebody like myself, when I step in, I'm coming in because I'm fighting, I'm trying to help fight for your rights. Because you have the right to be happy, joyous, and free. And I guess a lot of y'all miserable people that don't realize you're miserable to make other people's lives miserable, because that's what you're doing. Now, mind you, I see it because of what I do. That's why I try working with other people, whether it's the youth, whether it's grown-ups, adults, to just help people be able to enjoy their lives for who they are. That's why I do what I do. Who am I to judge you for your lifestyle or what you do in life? And I'm sitting back saying, well, I don't like that. But that's right. You don't like it. If a man lay with another man and that man is happy, joyous, and free, fine. Fine. If a woman lay with another woman and that woman happy, joyous, and free, fine. Y'all think God ain't know that? God ain't know they was gonna practice certain behaviors. So the only thing they trying to do is find peace with themselves and God. Y'all want to make it miserable for them. Like God ain't already knew. He already knew I was gonna be 62 years old without a wife today. I didn't know. He knew. God already knew. He knew I was gonna have two wives. I ain't know. Because when I first got married, that was forever until death do us part. Then I got married again till death do us part. Well, I don't know about the death part, y'all, but we parted. And some of y'all will sit back and try to make me feel, but the only reason why I'm saying this because I be hearing certain preachers, right? Preach on, well, if you've been married twice, you this and that, you sinning. Man, shut up. Because if you read further in that, guess what? I stepped outside my marriage. So that was grounds right there for me to move on. I don't know about nobody else. I can only tell you about me. I can only tell you about me. You know, but um because you gotta find, and this is what I tell people, find peace within your life. Because no matter what goes on, and it's even with our younger generation, right? They have to find peace within their life because everybody is not going to approve of what you do. People are not going to approve of everything you do. And guess what? What you do with your life and your business, that's yours. That's your life. That's your business. Now, I ain't talking about the ones that don't get it mixed. I'm not talking about the ones that, fell on hard times, you know. And the reason why I'm saying that, because for a lot of y'all know, I work with women and children. Thank God. I have not stepped across that line to take advantage of any female when I know she's down and out. I try my best not to mix business with pleasure. And I tell them all the same, excuse me, because sometimes you might catch an 18-year-old coming in, a 19-year-old. She might be 17. The parents don't want her in the house no more. She might have a baby, 2, 3 years old. But her and the parents not getting along. And I know for a lot of us as men, we will take advantage of that. But that's not my goal or my purpose. So if anybody try to play that game, you're lying. You're lying. That's why now, getting back into doing the things that I was doing, because a lot of people do not want to work with women and children. Some of them don't even want to work with the women because of certain little things they experience. But my goal is never to take advantage of nobody. You got 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds dressing a little bit too mature. My kids was teasing me about that the other day. But the thing with me, with that father image or that grandfather image or that uncle image, you know, I'll find a way to talk with you and let you know certain things you wearing will invite negative attention. You got the right to wear whatever you want, but it will invite negative attention from unwanted guests. And even as a male myself, I have to watch talking to a lot of our younger females. That's why the goal and the purpose is to have females in front of everything now that I tend to do, mainly when it comes to other females. See, I know me, but a lot of, officers and people that wants to get rid of people like me don't know me. So you got to be careful. Um, I'm trying to fix it where, like I said earlier, I can start getting out more because to me, I feel like I need to be interactive with people. Like if I come to your nonprofit, your program, and I know you working with the youth, and I run across somebody that would love to host the Teen Talk Show, I want us to be able to sit down and talk. Even if you decide you want to do something like this over where you at, that's fine. Because we can all work together. They ain't trying to outdo each other, ain't trying to outsmart each other. Because I'm going to tell you right now, my idea came from Maurice Thompson of Yonkers, New York, that has about 8 programs. This guy was an actor at one point, so he knows how to move our people in a more positive direction. I'm talking about our youth. So you ain't stealing nothing. Let me make that clear. You're not stealing anything. So if you kind of had that vision or have that idea, that's fine. If you got a place where we can do the production and cameraman and all of that, that's fine. It's just the point of having things for our youth to get involved in, to be able to do more in a positive way. So many of y'all want to come up against me. Why? Why? But then y'all will talk about the white man that, the white man that. But no, it's us that tends to come up against us. And a lot of y'all act like you don't see it. It's nothing none of y'all got out there, or nothing y'all got out there that you doing that I want to emulate. You might do things a certain way over here, which is good. When I did my business proposal, it asked me what would make my organization or my business stand out a little bit more compared to other ones like mine. So a lot of us had to come up with certain little special, entities that would stand out. But the point is, we can come together and collaborate on this type of stuff. I ain't got time for that. Come on. I need y'all. I need people who more set up. than me. So we can grow together. That's all. Now, the couch right there, right? I got 2 chairs right here, and I have another chair right there like that. So I'm trying to see something. See if I can get like the 2 chairs in here. Excuse me. If not, then we're gonna have to do the couch with the Teen Talk Show too, because it'll cover the whole couch. So I'm looking into bigger studio stuff to be able to because I'm gonna have to get ready in this. Oh yes. 45 minutes. You know I love y'all, right? And I want to stick to that 45 minutes time frame. So I love y'all. And we're gonna have to pick this up next Saturday. Or not next Saturday, Monday when I come, when I might end up talking about a little bit about it again. But either way, y'all know what it is to get the Teen Talk Show consistently back up and running. So I love y'all. 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 And I'm not going to sing my song for the Teen Talk Show. But I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and end this because I want to try to, keep the structure going in the time frame. Okay? And thank y'all.